Another big story this Monday, as land borders reopen in South Africa today, the Home Affairs Department says it's confident that enough has been done to avoid a repeat of the scenes that played out at the Beitbridge border post back in December, when several people, in fact scores and scores of people, were seen queuing there, some of them for days at a time. Now that border post is one of 20 that have reopened today as part of the easing of lockdown measures. Our reporter Hetekani Makwete joins us now live from Beitbridge border. And I suppose, Hetekani, this is the issue that is at the top of mind this morning as these borders reopen. We saw those scenes play out in December, scores of people queuing for days at a time, very little social distancing, very few masks being worn. What's been put in place to ensure that that doesn't happen again?
Well, the Beitbridge border post, Michelle, today is a lot busier than it has been in the past few weeks ever since the land borders closed. But we have observed that there has been an effort from the traffic department to sort of manage the traffic. So they have blocks of traffic at a time to ensure that not all this traffic is going towards the border. So they're easing traffic towards the border. But as you can see behind me, there is still quite a lot of trucks that are lined up. We've spoken to some truck drivers. As you remember last year in December, one of the issues was that there is no access to food for some of the people who spend long hours here. It seems as though that has not gone away. That's one of the issues that we've picked up already from some of the truck drivers that we've spoken to earlier on, Michelle. In fact, let's listen to one of the truck drivers who spoke to early this morning.
For me, but since at around 10 o'clock, there were no shops. We get to the China Mall, the shops were closed. We get there almost around past 1. Nothing to buy. I've got money, but nowhere to buy food.
How long is it always like this when you come here?
No, it's only for this time.
Why?
I don't know whether South African side they are weak or Zim side they are weak. I don't know.
And so, where are you going?
I am going to Zambia.
How long do you think it's going to take you from, you came from Johannesburg?
Yes.
So from Johannesburg, how many days do you think it's going to be now?
From Johannesburg to up to now?
Yeah.
It's only a day and a half.
Okay.
Because I came yesterday, then I was delayed by the queue.
Do you think it's because the borders are opening?
The border, they are what?
They are opening.
Even if they open the border, but they are not working properly. I don't know why.
What do you think, what would you like to say to the minister?
He must act properly so that we move as we used to before.
So Michelle, as you can see, the issue of having to wait long hours is continuing, although the department has said that they have put measures in place, especially at the border post, to ensure that the testing systems and people who come here have the necessary documents so that they don't waste time. It does seem as though not enough is being done. Of course, the Deputy Minister of the Home Affairs Department, Mr. Newzroom, will be coming here, so we will be posing some of these questions to him. We also know that they have placed a very strict measure to ensure that whoever comes here with a fake COVID-19 certificate is turned back and not allowed or barred from coming to South Africa for the next 5 years. So it does seem as though there are some things that have been done, but it doesn't seem as though, as early as it is, those measures are enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks very much for that update. Titikane Makwete is live to us there from the Beitbridge border post. Let's take you now to the Lebombo border post. That's where Home Affairs Minister Aaron Motsoaledi will assess efficiency when it opens this morning. It's one of 20 other land borders that are opening on this Monday morning. Now, the minister has promised measures to ensure more efficiency and says there will be COVID-19 testing stations, among other things, to try and prevent some of the queuing that we saw in December last year. Philani Prachadi is at Lebombo. He joins us now live. Philani, this is a story you've covered since December last year. And again, the big question this morning, what are some of the things that will be put in place to ensure we don't see a repeat of December?
Well, as Hitekane was just saying now, Michelle, it gives you an indication that even though the borders are opening today, but now the talk of the moment is whether there is efficiency or not. And here at the Limpopo border post, I have to say that ever since we arrived here around 6 in the morning, there's been little to null movement, and that it giving an indication, though, that even though we were expecting a lot of people to be taking the first opportunity to either make use of the border post into or outside of South Africa, that has not been the case. Well, at least this morning. I'm just going to ask you to join me as I do take a walkabout here. Not really going to be talking to a lot of people, but just to show you, this is we are expecting on a very normal basis that this is the number. There will be a high number in these kind of the border posts. This is the way, the single way that goes into Mozambique here in this particular border. As you can see, there are Home Affairs officials and as well police. And at the same time, there's also health officials, port health, so that that particular COVID-19 that Hitekane was talking about is taken very much seriously when people are not really allowed to come through into the border post without providing any essential paper that shows to the border officials here that there is no, that person does not have COVID, that person is COVID free. That has been one of the concerns, of course, Michelle, that the queues that we've been seeing here over the last few months when the borders were open was literally because of the testings that were done here when people had their papers expired. So the COVID-19, which was only supposed to be 48 hours old, when that time surpasses, they were then forced to conduct other COVID-19 tests here at the border post, bringing you those many hours of wait that people had to endure. Michelle?
Absolutely. That certainly is one of the big concerns there. And of course, the minister, along with his team, set to uncover all of those issues as the borders reopen today.